Just opening my links.
Yo! Oh, welcome to episode 73 of the Bandcamp Hour. My name is Mike, I like that one. My name is Sanatronics. I'm here with Maya Kamara. As always, we are both sweating to death. It is hot in the UK. It is hot in Sicily. We're both in vests. Maya's got her synthwave vest on. I've got just a vest on, but it doesn't matter. You can see my little elephant, which Maya's talked about in the past. How are you feeling, Maya?
I'm a bit relieved that I didn't hear your full-on microphone motorboat situation. Uh, I am hot, so hot, and I can't have the fan on because it will disrupt the show. But I'm
Yeah,
all right
I've got that
otherwise.
problem. I was thinking, oh, you'll hear it
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. So when we're done, I will just sprawl out starfish on my bed with the big fan on. But for now, I will live
Yeah, I
through
mean,
it.
it's for all UK listeners. It's difficult out there in the UK. Houses aren't really equipped for it. Carpets everywhere. They're designed to keep the heat in, not let the heat out, and it gets really uncomfortable for you. Anyway, big shout goes out to everyone who's joining us today. Unfortunately, we are not live today. I'm sorry to disappoint. I am leaving for the UK next week, and I'll be meeting Maya, but I need to spend some family time because I'll be gone for 2 months, and my lovely wife has asked me if I could skip this Sunday's show for that reason and spend it with the family. So I've said yes. So we're doing a pre-record. But big shout goes out to everyone on Mixcloud. This will still be going out on Mixcloud. Big shout goes out to all the YouTube users and everyone on TikTok. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining in as always. And like we've done in the past, we might try and pop into the chat and just say, yo, we are here. We like to listen to the show. No disclaimers this week because I don't have the disclaimer button that I have for, well, I'm going to say it, but this show, we do tell jokes. It is a little bit about banter and, having fun and a laugh. We do understand that not everyone finds all of our jokes funny. We do not intend to offend you, but if you are somebody who is easily offended or doesn't like the type of jokes that you've heard on this show, please feel free to not tune in. You have been warned. We do joke. There we go. And also, our opinions on the music are ours alone. Feel free to disagree with them. Tell us what you think, and let you know. We're just trying to play some of the best music that we think we hear every week, and share some insight as to what we think on those tracks. That's all it is, really, isn't it, Mark?
That's all it is. That's
Da,
just the way it is. Things are
da-da-dum,
gonna
da-da-dum.
be the same. Anyway, so with that, actually, we do get some feedback, some good, some bad, some indifferent. And yesterday, you may or may not have seen, Max Project, he put a snippet together from last week's show,
Didn't.
with his cover art. And he put up the conversation we had about his artwork and his track on his Instagram, which I thought was really cool. So shout out to you.
Thank you very much. Was
Yeah.
he okay with what we said?
He he didn't comment, so I'm assuming I can't remember exactly what we said, but
We
it
do
was the
tread the
intro.
line occasionally. We tread the line.
Yeah, like it was the sort of intro and the art description and a little bit of his track. So I don't think he put the after comments, but it was still a cool post. So
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
that.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that. It's a shame that they didn't tag the label because I would have picked
He
it up.
did.
I missed it. I missed it. I'm sorry. No, you did
No,
tell. I apologize.
Instagram can be that way sometimes. There's been times I've been tagged in stuff and I've not seen it. So
Yeah.
so now I've said that, have a look in your DMs or in your requested messages. You might see it there. But Yeah, we got quite a bit of music to get through. For those of you who did tune in last week, there was a couple of tracks that we didn't have the time to play that we will be playing this week, in addition to some of the releases that dropped just yesterday. So, what are we
Yeah,
going to kick things off with?
yeah, we are. We're just. What's the Sharks' favorite saying?
A Shark's favorite saying?
Yeah, it's not very good, this one. I literally just found them 2 minutes ago.
I have no idea.
Man overboard!
Oh no.
I know it's not very good, right?
Do you
That,
know what? I'm going to give you a challenge, yeah.
yeah, go
That
on.
the next show they actually get better.
Come on, that's not fair. People like my dad. Some people like my dad. Maybe not everyone. So,
Mm,
some people laugh at my jokes. Right, are we ready to go? Right, let's we're sharing the screen. I think we are sharing the screen. Yes, we are. Okay.
we are.
We go to our first track. What would you like? We can choose. Let's do BDIs.
Why not?
So we didn't play this last week, and I think it.
It was one of the offerings from last week.
All
Yes.
right. Can you see the can you see the artwork there, Maya? Do you want to start?
I can. I'm just looking at it on my own screen just for a slightly bigger image.
That's fine.
So the artwork is a girl, looks like she's a little bit uh well, imagine sort of horror movie-esque. Looks like she's maybe in the back of a car or something, and her eyes are blood red, illuminated eyes. There's some shadows around her. Um, very clearly a digital shot or AI. Either or, I can't quite tell, but it's quite a moody shot, kind of in like a green scale with the piercing red. The title Chelsea's Chills on the top left in almost like a bubble font, kind of retro font, and BDI's Lust, the same font on the bottom right hand corner.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Right. So I got that a bit bigger. Because this is a Spotify release, we don't really have much information. Release 7th of May, 2025. That's pretty much all it says.
And they don't have any bio or anything, so I'm hoping it's not
Mm,
an AI track, but we'll
yeah, just
see.
performed by Chelsea Chills. That's all it says.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Here we go. Microphones, remember.
Okay.
Shadows slip through the cracked up pane, where the neon haze drinks the rain. Beady eyes hunt in the fogged up crowd. Whispers by, but they speak so loud. Beady eyes.
Yo, 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 we're back. This is episode 73 of the Bandcamp Hour. I'm here with Maya Kamara. My name is Cybertronics. I'm the owner of Retro Reverb Record, and every Sunday we bring you some of the best releases out there from Bandcamp and sometimes other places too, unfortunately. Right. Do you want, shall I start? Would you like to start? Who's got
I know it's usually a ladies' first situation, but I'm gonna let you take this one.
All right, okay. So I'll start with some of the bits that I quite liked. And I like the little instrumental bit after the bridge. I thought it was all right. And I thought it made a nice change from the first part of the track. I didn't mind the sort of dum, 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 dum bass line, although I felt it was a bit ploddy and it could have been varied slightly. I know bass lines you don't need to have too much variation on bass lines, but they could have had a few slight because it just went dum 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 all the
Yeah,
way.
almost like a throb.
Yeah, all the way through. I'm not sure if it's AI or not. I think that's what you're maybe wondering. I didn't mind the vocals.
I think it is.
It might be, but if it was AI, it was quite good for an AI into like I didn't really get that sort of super metallic, over compressed feel to the vocals. They were okay. They weren't wonderful, but I quite like the sort of high pitched female sort of vocal eeriness that accompanied the track. It gave it sort of a mystic feel. So if it is AI, I didn't like. It's not the worst AI I've ever heard. I didn't hate it.
Mm.
I'm not 100% sure it is or it isn't. That's all I can say with that one.
I I'm inclined to think it is for a couple reasons. This was one of the ones we missed last week,
Mhm.
and in preparing for last week's show, I could not find this artist on any social platform, not Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, none of
And
them.
only two releases as well.
Two releases, 6 followers on Spotify, no bio, no description, not even a country location. So those are big things
I
for
wonder.
me.
Keep talking. I'm just going to go and have a look at Groover because that's where it would have come from.
Okay.
Because all of the suspect AI potentially
Yeah.
AI that come
And
through
you
Groover.
know, it doesn't help when the cover art's like the AI as well. So all of those things encompass that, the AI feel. For the sonic quality of it all, decent track. Um, I won't say it blew my head off or anything. It's very sort of commercial sounding, the sort of
Yeah,
thing you'd
I
see.
agree with that.
It's the sort of thing you'd maybe hear on like an American TV show in between scenes. It's that kind of song. Nothing,
What
I
what was
wouldn't
her name
necessarily
again? What was her name?
uh Chelsea Chills or something like that. Um, I wouldn't say it was
Can't
like
find her. Maybe it wasn't through Groover. Oh, strange.
well, maybe don't as your groove is on show to the
It might have
people who
been. It might. Yeah. No. Yeah. It might have been daily playlist. Maybe.
Yeah, but no, I was just gonna say because because we're doing the show slightly differently today, you might not want to open Groove so everyone can see all the
Yeah,
details.
it's okay.
But
There's no
yeah,
feedback in there or anything. It's just what's
so
been selected. That's all.
with my suspicion of it being AI, um, decent sounding. Some of the AI is a little bit too perfect sounding, which is always a red flag. And
It's
the
very.
vocals
It
are
was
often,
very perfect sounding. Like there's nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, I did get that. Yeah.
Like yeah, there wasn't enough nuance even in the vocal. Like normally with a human vocal you'll hear ebbs and flows and slight cracks in voices and things like that that give you the human element. So I wouldn't put my money on it being AI, but I'd say I'm 98% sure.
Fair enough. Um.
So with that I'm gonna have to give it a 2.
Okay. Cool. I have a slight element of doubt. If it's AI or not, I'm not quite as convinced as you, although I don't really find any fault in what you're saying. Like I can understand why you think it.
If I
Um,
was just going off the sound, that's one thing, but with all of like I say, I did like for those of you guys who don't know, when I put together our show graphics and I post out on the social medias and let everybody know who's on, I have to go and hunt out all of the handles for people. Some people have very weird, intricate handles, and some people, their name is their handle. I could not find this person anywhere, which usually you can find somebody on at least one of the platforms. So that also, and the fact that the Spotify account has no detail about who they are or where they come from, that on top of the sound is why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because I agree with you, just as that sort of generic-y kind of commercial sounding.
Yes, it's not a bad song, but it's this. I didn't hear anything special
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just going to give it 2.5 is average, and
So it's a 4.5 all in
yeah, or
out of
four and a half.
10.
Okay. All right. Should we move on to this
Let's
one's
move
called
on.
sorry. What did one piece of bread say to another piece of bread before the race?
Mm, I have no idea.
You're toast, buddy.
Oh, for goodness sake.
You're too hot for this that I can
I,
look at you.
I really am. I mean, okay, look. How do astronomers organize a party?
They plan it.
They
Sorry, I've
plan
had it.
it.
I've had
You've heard that one. All
it.
right, love. All right.
Right, Midnight Void. Good though, good, good. Right, Midnight Void, 144 monthly listeners. We're gonna go to this track, which is called Walk With Me. Why can't I see the artwork?
Because, oh no, no, no.
Should be able to.
Yeah, they don't have a canvas. Well, they might actually. Sometimes on Spotify, if they have a
Okay, no, they do.
canvas,
It's up.
it
It's hang on,
starts.
just bear with. It's that. Walk.
Yes. Are
I
you
don't.
gonna go for this one, or would you like me to describe it?
I can do it, but I can't click on it from here. Okay, it's a man in a spacesuit, and what looks he's got like a helmet on, a space helmet, and all of that, and it looks like there's sort of fire, and it's black flames or something all
I'm not
around
seeing
it.
spacesuit, friend.
What are you seeing?
This looks like a soldier in like one of those helmets because it looks like there's a pipe coming around the back of the helmet, almost like a breathing tube. And
Yeah,
it
like
looks
a
like he's in
spacesuit.
some sort of apocalyptic
Well,
situation.
it's called Walk with Me in Fire.
Yeah, it's almost like a gas mask. I think he's a soldier.
Let me see if I can get it bigger. Walk with Me in Fire.
And the tats and stuff, it's
Yeah, I
kind of
can. Hold on,
giving
hold on,
it's
hold on, hold
giving
on.
me soldier.
Nah, man, that's a spacesuit,
No,
man.
it ain't.
Yeah,
Have you
look.
ever seen a spacesuit where the skin's on show?
Is that a skin or like,
That's his arm. It's tattooed.
is it?
Look at the bicep.
But what about the breathing
Look
helmet?
at the armpit section. It's cut. It's like a vest. It's like a bulletproof vest.
All right, but why has he got breathing apparatus on the helmet then? Because he's
Because
in fire, maybe.
yeah, because it's top like it's
Yeah,
a gas mask, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
Well,
a
no.
modern day Cole, are your specs working today? You
Yeah,
sure?
man. I'm just saying he's got breathing apparatus. Anyway, it might be because he's in fire. So
I'm
fair.
gonna let you slide because it's an illustration, but
I'm gonna
really,
let you
friend?
slide because you're being grumpy because you're hot. Right. Okay.
No. But I know the difference between a soldier and an astronaut.
All
Just
right, it's a soldier.
saying.
Walk with me in fire. Fine, fine. It's a soldier. He's got some kind of astronaut style helmet on. Because it's got a big, huge visor over the front of it.
And what planet is just burning and you're just walking through it?
Anyway, he's walking through some kind of weird fire in some kind of weird planet. He's a soldier. At the bottom, it says "Walk with me in fire," which is all sort of yellowy, as you can see on the screen, orange and yellow, and it's kind of that old broken font. I don't really know how to say it. Like almost like
Yeah, it's like a distressed font.
or cowboy. Like you ever seen cowboy font?
Like in those Western
Yeah,
saloons and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then at the top it says Midnight Void. I quite like his logo. It's very gothy. Um,
Yeah, it's kind of medieval, isn't it? Like
well,
you'd imagine
he's
it.
got a cross like as the T. Um, and then like the V has some kind of like knife or something that's coming down in the middle.
Yeah, it's maybe even like Sword in the Stone type of vibe. It's very like Robin Hood type of.
Yeah, yeah. Which is in contrast to the Walk with Me in Fire, although the colors match well. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so it's a soldier who's got an astronaut helmet on.
But it looks like an actual artwork. It doesn't look AI generated, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm with you. Right, let's close that and let's get into we'll just play the original version.
All right, I'll turn my mic off.
Thank you.
Do you trust me? Then take my hand and walk with me in fire. They ruined your life. Take my hand. They ruined your life. I know. They did the same to me. Do you trust me? They ruined your life. The same people that wronged me. They destroyed everything I had. Then they made me into a killing machine. Erased all I was. But now I'm free, and not for war. I'm going to burn their towers down. And I want your help. Will you help me? Do you trust me? Then take my hand and walk with me in fire.
I got to turn that off. Hold on, come to the next track. Let's just stop for a second. Yo, 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 you are listening to the Bandcamp Hour. This is episode 73. And the good news is, I've just realized that I've got aircon in this room and I've just turned it on. Sorry, Maya.
So you best be nice to me because I'm hot and bothered.
Oh,
Anyway, so
winning. Right, okay.
okay, it's like that. No love.
No, it's like that. Right, okay. I'll start with this track. If that again, I know you started the last one, but I want to say something about this one if it's all right with you.
Go on then.
Right, okay. So I did like, right. So this that bass line was good. It was dark. It was pulsating. It was great, and I quite liked the saw. That song, without any extra layers, could have finished at 3 minutes. And it felt like it went on for a whole extra minute, and there was no diversity, no change, no change in pace. So I like that song. It needed more textures. It needed more something to keep the listener engaged, to change things up, to make it a little bit more interesting. I just felt it was a bit one-dimensional in that aspect, actually. But some really nice sounds there if you like those type of sounds, which I do.
Yeah, I think the sounds were really well mixed. Good
Yeah.
choice of sounds, good use
Mhm.
of sounds.
Yeah.
I will agree with you. I think and this well, I would say this to any artist or any producer listening, so this isn't directed at Midnight Void, but you do want to avoid doing blocks of here's a 16 bar section, here's a 16 bar section, copy paste. If you do that, I would advise you do minor nuance changes. Maybe towards the end of a bar, switch the last note or
There
have
was like
something
no
drop out
transitions
or
or anything like
yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like you do need a little bit of variance between sections. Otherwise, it sounds a bit loopy.
Yeah, and there could have been a
Um,
breakdown bit as well, maybe. The ending just was a bit abrupt. Anyone, right, listen, there's a guy who I used to work with. If you make dark wave music, I recommend you go and listen to the Goondock Saint, right? Especially some of his earliest stuff. If you're interested in dark wave, you're a listener or a producer out there and you're interested in dark wave, go and listen to the Goondock Saint. He is absolutely like he builds a tapestry of music, it's almost like orchestral, like in the way it's built up. There's so many different things that are going on, and it really it's got all of the stuff that you need, like the driving bass and the dark that keeps you sort of the rhythm that you like. And it's got all these other little bits, and they're coming in. You're like, ooh, ah, wow, ooh, I was expecting that, which is
yeah,
what.
I think Darkwave in itself is very cinematic. It's quite dramatic music. And so with that, even in dark video game scores and stuff, you hear interesting swooshes and SFX and just bits that give it that little lift. And I feel like if the instrumentation's going to remain the same, then you need to get creative with transitions, as Cole said, some sound effects,
Layering.
bringing in extra sounds as the track progresses to bring it into a bit of a story.
Maybe going up and down an octave sometimes can help, little things like that, yeah.
And also, guys, often sometimes less is more. Sometimes when you drop sounds out and you allow certain other bits to shine a bit, it doesn't always have to be built up. You can strip back sometimes too. So
I felt he was relying quite heavily
on the bass line.
the bass line and also the speaking part as well to give it like this kind of direction or make it interesting because there was that guy sort of talking through it.
Yeah, which maybe that was the soldier's commander on the walkie-talkie, or maybe that was the kind of effect they were going for.
If he had
Um,
more variation in the sound and actually pulled some of that sampling back a little bit, had less sampling and more variation in sound, some of the things that we suggested, I think that track would have shone more, actually.
yeah, I would agree. So I like it. I'm not sure it's single vibes though. That to me is more of an album track than a single track.
Yeah. I
But I
like it.
would
I like it
yeah,
when Darkwave uses like elements of like so Darkwave can draw influences from quite a lot of stuff, but it's quite often darkwave can be quite good when you get a really sort of energetic, hard beat that has almost like rock vibes though as well.
Yeah, I think dark wave has to go both ways. It's either really hard hitting and edgy, or it's quite stripped back and eerie, and it has that kind of creepiness to it. So I'd, solid track though. So I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5. But I do think,
I'm going to go a bit lower because I got to the point after 3 minutes and I was like, if it's not going to change, I think it should stop. So I'm
mm,
actually going to go three, I think. I almost was going to go
that's fair.
I
That's
was almost
fair.
going to go 2.5, but no, three. Because
Well, yeah, I'm never gonna give it as low as the last track because this isn't an AI,
mhm.
for one. But also, like I say, good use of sounds, good production, well
Yes,
mixed.
yeah.
It just seemed like it was missing an element for me.
I mean, it caught my attention when I was listening to it in terms of the submissions. I was like, oh, that like immediately I was like, oh, that
Mm,
sounds good. But then when you worked away, because sometimes you and I both, I don't always like sometimes I actually do this on purpose. I think that's good enough. I listen to like a minute and a half and I think I'm going to go that. And then I want that last bit to be a bit of a surprise for me on the show as well, because I
I
want,
do that too. Yeah. So, this is why. So, guys, sometimes if those of you listening, you'll notice that sometimes Cole and I surprise each other even with the songs we've submitted by what we're saying. Um, because to be honest, I get maybe 70, 80 submissions a week, maybe
yeah,
sometimes more. So I might listen to the first 15, 16 bars and that's it. And if I like that much, I'll put it forward because I still want to have the element of surprise as I'm listening to it on the show.
yeah.
And I know Cole's probably the same with some tracks.
Yeah, I do.
So,
Yeah, I usually give a minute and a half, and then I'm like, well, let's see what happens after the bridge or whatever, and blah blah blah.
mm,
Which is sometimes when we get tracks, we're not quite 100% sure how they're going to pan out, and we give them slightly different. Anyway, a decent track.
decent track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well produced, nice sounds, maybe some structural issues and some layering and a bit of variety. But yeah, good track. So you went 3.5, I've gone three, so that's
Yeah. I mean,
6.5.
I noticed that there is an instrumental version, so perhaps that doesn't have all the talking on it.
Maybe, yep.
So maybe check, yeah, check out Midnight Void, guys. Let us know what you think in the DMs, in the comments, and so on.
Yep.
But yeah, who's up next?
Okay, right, just quickly. Where do I store all of my dad jokes?
In your head, most likely.
No, in a database.
Oh Lord. Well, guess what? I once wrote a song about a tortilla, but it was more of a
Uh,
rap.
damn it. I knew it was going to be something about rap.
No, you didn't.
I was just put my finger up to say it, and you didn't let me finish.
No,
Right,
I didn't let you finish. Right.
right. Listen, I got a new pen. It can write underwater.
Okay.
It can write other words too. No, that's so bad. Oh God, just ignore that one. Forget it.
I was ignoring that because
Like
what are you writing on
that didn't even make
underwater?
me laugh, and that is
And
quite
that's saying something because your
yeah.
sense of humor is questionable. Right.
I have a sense of humor. Shush.
I never said you
Right.
didn't. I just said it was questionable.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Right.
Let's move on
Okay.
swiftly on. Right.
Next track for today. Let's get rid of
Next
this
track for
one.
the day.
What we got? What we got? We played this, didn't we? Cities of Echoes. I feel like I
I
reckon.
don't know if we did play the whole thing or if it was one that we wanted to play and you couldn't play it because if memory serves me correctly,
Okay,
you
let's
had to
go
go into Groover or something. I can't remember.
um
Oh, that was one of mine from last week. We never got to play.
all right, no rewind. Okay, by Matthias P. Is that Mathi? All right, okay, let's do that. Right. Give me a second. While I'm doing that, you can say something if you want. No,
I
no
can say
rewind, did you say?
something. Yeah, I mean that was one of mine from last week. I remember that much. I have to open it. Is it it's a
Yeah, I
Spotify
found
one,
it,
isn't
found it,
it?
found it, found it. Right, I'll
There
bring
you
you.
go.
Whose turn is your turn with the artwork?
Right, so the artwork is
A hot woman.
Well, that's not for me to say. I like the fellas. But anyway, a lady in a black turtleneck sweater lying on what seems to be a bit of scaffolding or a bit of ledge on a very high skyscraper. And if she took a wrong turning, she would be tumbling down. Let's just say
I
that.
wonder if that's real.
I don't think so. If it is real, then she deserved a lot of money for taking that shot.
Wow, that would be scary as hell, wouldn't it,
You
really?
couldn't pay me to do that. Oh no, 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 no.
She's got very nice color hair. Um,
It's
sort of,
strawberry blonde.
yeah, really sort of like little red auburn bits floating it.
Yeah,
Um,
strawberry blonde, very,
she
very
looks like she's
pretty
in like
lady.
New York or something, maybe.
Yeah, definitely sort of city skyscraper vibe, Chicago, New York, that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Um, there's no text, there's no title, just this pretty lady with her eyes shut and her hands in her hair.
Yes. Okay. The track is called No Rewind. By is it
Matthias
Matthias?
P by the look of it.
Okay. Released on the 23rd of May 2025. Again, no informazione because we are on Spotify.
On Spotify. But
Right.
this is a person. I did find this one on the socials.
Okay, good. Right. Let's get into No Rewind. Here we go.
Okay.
Always running, always late. Chasing things that just won't wait. Blink too long, the moment's gone. Tell me what are we rushing on? Slow it down, take a breath. What's the hurry? Nothing's left. Take it slow, feel the air. Time's a gift, not a dare. Stay right here, feel the light. Let it shine, it's burning bright. No rewind. No rewind. No rewind. Skipping days like turning pages. Saving dreams for other ages. Looking back, the past feels blurred. Race through life without a word. Slow it down, take a breath. What's the hurry? Nothing's left. Take it slow, feel the air. Time's a gift, not a dare. Stay right here, feel the light. Let it shine, it's burning bright. No rewind. No rewind. Don't look back, don't turn away. We have now, don't let it fade. No rewind. No rewind. No rewind.
Sorry, we are back. I was just getting a little bit confused with what was going on there for a split second. Okay. This says, "Welcome to the musical world of Mateus P. Hello, everyone. I'm Mateus P, a passionate Italian singer, and this is my official Spotify channel." Right, so a little tiny, tiny little bit of information there. Um, I think this time I'll let you go first.
I like his vocal. I think he's got a really nice falsetto, which for those of you who don't know, he's got a nice head voice. He goes from chest into head really nicely. Um, the track was nicely produced as well. Maybe not enough variance in instrumentation for me, but I do like the fact that he did add to it as it went along. It wasn't super repetitive.
No, and he also had a little bit of vocal accompaniment from a female. There was a little bit of backing vocals in there. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was ever so slight, but it was
Yeah.
it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that sort of airy that accompanied
Yeah.
the beat sort of it's almost like a beat along with the beat. Anyway, it worked well. I like that. I agree with you. I think he had a nice voice. I'm glad that that it because when he was in the chest and deeper going lo 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 lo, and I'm glad
Yeah.
when it went up into the head as you suggested, it did give a bit of variety in the chorus and stuff like that, and it went a bit higher and stuff. Um,
Mm. It's nice to hear men do that. Not enough men take that risk vocally.
yeah.
And usually when they do, it really pays off. Like from what I heard there, I mean, yeah, I didn't hear a whole lot of power or anything, but his top end was really nice. Like
Yeah.
it was just nice. I
Yeah.
actually preferred to his sort of I preferred the way his voice sounded in the more higher registers, to be honest with you.
I always do.
Um I'm not sure again with this one, I'm not sure if it would strike out as a single for me. But I do think again, this is another one that could easily work in a sync situation on TV and film.
Not quite catchy enough, maybe not enough of a sort of really distinctive hook. I
That's what I'm
would,
saying. Like I
yeah.
could picture it playing in the back of a movie scene
Mm,
while something's playing out. It's got that kind of vibe to it. So it's
mm,
a strong piece, but I don't know if it's single strong, if
yeah,
that
I'm
makes
with you.
sense.
I'm gonna go 3.5 again for
I'd
me.
probably go the same way for that reason. But
Nice.
nice effort, Matthias. And do if you do have more stuff, do send it my way like you did this one, because I would like to hear it.
Thank you very much for your submission and good luck moving forward and good choice of artwork.
In other words, if she's pretty, Cole's liking it.
But she's really, really, yeah, she's very hot, whoever she is. She's really, really good looking. Right.
Can I
Okay.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you call someone who tells dad jokes that isn't a dad?
Nice.
No, you might call them a faux pas.
Oh no, very I like that. Very good.
You were like an ass.
Where do rainbows go when they've been bad?
They don't go bad though. What a weird question.
To prism.
Oh no. Do you know what? That's intellectually smart. That's probably one of the better ones, actually, to be fair.
I'm glad you
It's
like
not
it.
funny, but it's better.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, it wasn't
Oh, we
funny,
have a
but
retro reverb release of the week, Louvre.
Luba.
Louvre.
Saying yes. All right. This one is called "The Statue in the Botanical Gardens." That is the
That's
trans.
the translation. That is not what it's called.
That's the
I'm not even going
translation.
to try and pronounce
All
that.
right. Okay. I can't. I don't speak Spanish. Why am I even trying?
Yeah, don't try. Don't
La
try.
Estatua del Jardín Botánico. Maybe.
Sorry if any Spanish speaking
I
people are
think it's
offended.
estatua because they do that weird e
Why
in
did you
front of
get a
it
lisp?
because that's how they have a lisp.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
have you like for example, because there was I think right. Okay, so they don't obviously all have lisps. It's like the actual condition of like a speech impediment,
Oh,
but they
you're
have
making this worse for yourself,
no, no,
friend.
no, no, no. But there was a very famous king, I believe this is true, like Spanish king, who had an actual lisp, and he was so popular it became like part of the pronunciation in Spanish. So
What?
I
Really?
think so.
So everyone was speaking like they were tongue-tied or like they had a lisp just because they liked this dude.
So I know, for example, a very common feature of Spanish. Like if you have a word in English which starts with an S, like sport or Stuart or whatever,
Mm.
um, Spanish people often put an E sound in front of
At the
it.
beginning of it, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like S sport or S Stewart, and it kind of creates this lispy sound. Anyway, there you go. Do you
So
want?
yeah, so that was your language lesson of the show,
I
people.
think I think I'm not 100% sure. I'm not super familiar with Spanish, but I know a little.
I'm not bilingual. I only speak I speak English and music, but I am trilingual. I'll give it a shot.
And no, you're being unfair on yourself there. You speak English, music, and common sense.
You know what? I'll take that. I will so take that. I'm happy with that.
Also,
Yes.
you very occasionally speak grumpy, but not too often.
Listen, I'm human and it's not all sunshine, strawberries, and rainbows. Sometimes it's rainstorms, thunders,
Well,
and
your
hail.
heritage is half Jamaican, half Irish, which is one fiery combination.
And there's Trinidadian in the mix, and I was brought up in London. Like,
There we
cut me
go.
some slack, people. Right.
Okay, right. Would you do me the honor, please, of reading the description?
No, I'm joking, yeah. Luva's new production, besides being a new cover of a great song, serves as an example of how synth pop can combine electronica with emotion. The Spanish producer takes one of the most emblematic songs of the Spanish New Wave movement and transforms it. Oh no, you're moving, Cole. Transforms it into a deep trance track that invites introspection. The hypnotic melody, along with Luva's melancholic voice, manages to convey a sound that is both futuristic and nostalgic. A true electronic music tribute to one of the most prominent bands in Spanish pop.
I do think he's got a melancholic voice, actually, smoky melancholic voice. Right, let's finally we got a Bandcamp one. Bang. Let's get that up. Right, let's move ourselves out of the way. Easy peasy.
Do I need to do anything?
No, just be nice. Hold on one second. I'm really messing.
Just be nice. Am I not nice? How dare you, darling? How
little,
dare you?
little pop at your grumpiness today. Right,
I'm hot and
okay.
bothered. Don't brag because you're sitting in there with the aircon
I'm
and I
feeling
can only put my
perfectly
fan on
fine
during the
now. I can
song.
tell you that. Right. All right, Luba.
Anyway,
Right. So as I said, the statue in the botanical garden. Right. It's I think actually I'm gonna. Sorry, am I doing the artwork? Shall I do the artwork?
yeah, because I'm like, what? What?
Yeah. Okay. I will say this, Mr. Luva. He doesn't speak English, so he won't understand. Maybe he'll find somebody who does. The video does not connect with the artwork for me. All right. So there's a what a naked weird like he looks like to me in the left hand corner. There's a guy. He's red. He's bald, like head shaved. He looks like he's got like black makeup on around his
He
eyes.
looks like he's covered in clay or
Yeah,
mud.
maybe. He looks like an old shaman from like a Viking pagan kind of shaman type mystic man, magic man from one of those kind of things. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not getting that vibe at all.
well, because he's got the eye makeup on and he's covered in
You
clay
know what I'm getting? In parts of India where they have
where they have
nagabagas
shaman.
and stuff, and they basically cover themselves in mud as sunblock.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
But
But
he doesn't look. Oh, I guess he's red, so you can't really tell. But to me, he doesn't look like an.
and to be
He
fair,
looks white.
he's only like 5% of this whole cover art. It's just
But
I,
what
it's
else is
just
there? I mean, all right. The rest, I like the red and black just because I like red and black. I like the sort of like weird fading on the louver, sort of almost like go fast lines, very subtle, like it's almost moving through.
Mm.
There's some weird red, green, blue color thing on the top. Don't know what that is.
Actually, it looks like his silhouette just upside down.
It could be. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's strange.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't see that before, but yeah, you turn your head. Anyway, it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with.
Louva, you need to explain this cover art because we're
Yeah, it
both
has nothing to do with the
completely
video.
back.
It's certainly got, unless that man is the statue in the garden.
Yeah, but if it is, he's not a very prominent feature in the cover art, so I'm a
And
little
also, it
bit.
doesn't look very statue-like to me.
He looks a bit.
I'm
He
still
looks a
going
bit
with mythic.
zombie-esque to me.
I'm still going with Shaman, man. It looks like some weird mystic dude. Right, okay.
Mm.
Anyway, there we go. So there's the artwork. So what I'm saying is, and the reason I'm saying this is because Maya always likes artwork that connects to the song, and
Most of the time,
yeah,
if not, it's got to be an amazing art. And I'm
yeah,
a bit It's not that it's not a good art. It's just what am I looking at? It's confusing.
yeah. All right, but I personally don't think it connects. So here we go. Right, shall we get into the song? Let's go.
Yeah, hang on.
You know what we haven't done today? To support this, go to luba.bandcamp.com, and we haven't done any of the thumbnails, and we also haven't done any of the if you like this, then
But that's because this is the first Bandcamp one we've had.
true. Thank you for pointing that out.
So
Right, here we go.
technically, we haven't missed it because you can do it now. So go ahead, Cole.
Right, to support this, go to Luva, which is LLUVA.bandcamp.com. Right, here we go. Let's play the song.
Here we go.
Un día más me quedaré sentado aquí, en la penumbra de un jardín tan extraño. Cae la tarde y me olvidé otra vez de tomar una determinación, esperando un eclipse
Yo, 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 we are back. This is episode 73 of the Bandcamp Hour. My name is Cybertronics. I'm here with my Kamara. This show is brought to you by Spectrum on Air, Retro Synth Records, Midnight City, and is available over there on Retro Reverb Records TikTok and YouTube channel. And you can find us on Mixcloud too. You're probably listening there right now. I think the first thing I want to say about this track is I'm unfamiliar with the original. Are you?
I didn't know this was a remix.
Yeah, it's in the it's a like a in the description it's like a says it's a Spanish classic. Um
Then no, if it's a cover, no,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, so I can't really talk about
The original.
um, yeah, and if it's a huge difference or huge improvement or anything like that, I can't go there because I don't know. Um, a hard one for me to connect to because I have no idea what he's singing about. Um,
A statue
so
in a garden.
yeah, but
I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. Come on,
I'm
come on.
sorry, but even for me as a lyricist, I'm like, and
Oh, hang
well, I'm
on.
talking about a random statue.
Hold on, hold on,
Um,
hold on. Let me see lyrics. Boom. Okay. There we
you
go.
might want to Google Translate that.
No, no,
Um,
underneath
hang on,
English.
so I'm just skim reading the passage.
Yeah, I might just read it out loud. One day, one more day, I'll sit here in the twilight of such a strange garden. Evening falls, and I forget again to make a decision. Waiting for an eclipse, I'll stay, chasing an enigma to the best of, sorry, to the beat of the hours. Drawing an ellipse, I'll stay between the sun and my heart, next to the pond. Illusion caught me listening to the language of plants, and I've learned to wait without reason. I am metallic in the botanical gardens. With my thoughts, I follow the movement of the fish in the water. One day I'll see it. So it's the, I think that's the musings. So it's like the statue's alive.
Uh, it's a bit complicated for a metaphor.
Okay.
Um, in the sense that it's not easy listening. I feel like it's one of those songs, either you don't listen to the lyrics and you focus on the instrumental, or you have to really understand the language to really get the emotion from it. Because I don't get the language, I can't pull emotion from it. The music, however, um, it's very sort of poppy, electro poppy
It's
with a
very
rocky
poppy.
edge.
I agree with that. I definitely enjoyed the second part of the song more than the first part.
Yeah, so I feel like because of that, because it's poppy but quite a deep subject matter, I'm not I'm not moved in any way emotionally, but that's because of the language barrier, if I'm gonna
Okay.
be honest.
Okay.
Um, I think vocally, I think I'd like to hear a little bit more from Louvre in terms of pushing it a bit. I feel like he can push it a bit. I feel like, but again, I don't know because I don't know what the original sounds like, but I feel like he could have just hit a hard power note somewhere, um, to just give it a little oomph. But
Yeah. No, it's not.
yeah,
It's on a personal note. It's not one of my. It's not my favorite track that he's released. I preferred a couple of the earlier ones a bit more. It was a
yeah, I was gonna
a
say,
bit too poppy for me, but that's very, very just subjective. As a pop song, I can hear qualities in it. Like I said, I thought the second part was
hmm.
quite interesting. As a pop song, the chorus was quite nice. Some nice instruments going on in the second part, but it was very poppy. It was very poppy.
Yeah, and I would just say for any of our Spanish speaking friends, do write in and tell us what you take from this track. And if you're familiar with it, if you feel like he completely took the track and did something really revolutionary with it and really fresh, or did it pay a good tribute to the original? Because I'm not familiar, so I don't want to critique that because I don't know. So
I will say this. I do like the abstract idea of a statue sitting in a botanical garden, thinking. So it's basically talking about all the things that are happening, and like the fish moving around in the pond and stuff like that. I think it's quite
Yeah, it is.
it's quite deep. Maybe not for a pop song, but
Yeah, I think that's what's throwing me, to be fair, because I understand the whole sort of metaphor of you're frozen still, you can't move, you're in a sense a statue, but all this madness is happening around you, the beauty, the ugly, all of it, and you're just stagnant. Like I understand that metaphor, but
it's almost like something I'd expect in almost like some kind of fantasy film or something. You know, it's quite it's cool. I like it. It's cool, but um,
yeah, it's a bit trippy for a pop track though. It's more of a psychedelic
yeah.
type
And
of
now
topic,
and
I would
now I
imagine.
really can't understand the artwork with
No,
the
I'm
lyrics, the
confused by the
song.
artwork.
Yeah, I really
Also,
don't.
because if it's a botanical garden, and I'm kind of getting nighttime vibes from that cover
Yeah,
art.
yeah, it's very strange. Very, it's a really trippy piece in with a poppy vibe. So, um,
Yeah. So, with all of that said, which we said a lot, I think I'm gonna probably give this one a 3 out of 5.
yeah, I'm gonna say the
I'd
same.
love to edge it more, but I just
No, no,
can't
no, no.
grasp the context,
No,
so
let's
I
keep it real.
can't.
That's what we do. I say the same to artists, man. We say the same thing. And anyone like so for people who have once or twice mentioned that maybe we felt we're a bit harsh, we're harsh with everyone. My artists, all artists, we say what we think and we think what we say.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't say that in this case it's harsh. I think we've both been very honest in the fact that there's a language barrier. It's, and as far as his cover art, it's not a case of us not liking it. It's we can't connect it to the topic of the track.
Yeah.
So we're a bit confused, if anything.
True, true, true. Right. Well, thank you for your thoughts and feelings on that one. So I'm going to move to one of yours, which is my GPS found love. I don't like the name. Right. let's start. Sorry.
Oh, you're like, what kind of topic is that?
Let's start with the artwork. Right. Red sector one. Shall I do
Wow.
it?
Yeah, well, this
No, hang
this
on.
was
Did I
one
do
of
the
my
last one? Did
submissions
I
from
do the last one or
yesterday, so
you? No. I did the last one. You did this one. Go on.
sorry, I'm just the way you reacted, I just can't. You were like, no, I don't like that title. Well,
What?
firstly,
Again, I can't. I'm being honest. It didn't. I don't like it. Right, go on. And I can
wow.
also see what the artwork's about. And I'm not sure if this is going to grab me. But go on. Let's go.
So, the artwork is a dashboard with a GPS and a love heart in the middle of it. Oh,
Are we? Sorry,
destination.
I've got a question. Are
Yeah.
we at a stage now where people who actually have like GPS on their dashboard, not built in as standard, is that actually now retro?
Listen, some people have old cars, yeah. Not everyone's got these new flash panels and stuff. You know
No,
what I'm
I'm asking
saying?
a question though. Is having it because I've not used GPS for unless it's built in for
Well, no, but this is what I'm saying. So I think a lot of the newer cars, it is built in, either built into the actual sound system, or there's like a panel on the
yeah, it's built
dash.
into the dashboards. It's built into the
Yeah.
dashboard.
But
But
for some of the older cars, people are still using their phones, yeah.
but that's not a phone. That's what I'm saying.
No, well, no, that's like a TomTom
People now,
situation.
so like it would be, yeah, exactly. That's a TomTom or something like that. So now people would, if they want to use their phones, which like even cabbies do, they use
Mm.
their phones because
Yeah,
they prefer them. But what they
yeah.
do is they
You'd
get
have a dash mount or you'd have a
yeah,
clip
yeah, get a
in,
dash
in
mount, a
an
stand or
event or
whatever.
something, yeah.
Having that, I'm asking, is that retro?
I think the point of it, well, look, either it's that they were trying to be retro, or the point of it being that it is a GPS machine, as opposed to a phone with Google Maps up and a heart. Do you know what I mean? So, as far as the title goes, we can already see that the cover art connects to the track. Um,
It does. That's true. It does.
definitely connect.
I'm
Um,
not a fan of this, right? I tell you,
I'm not a fan of the logo, the Red Sector 1 logo, which
no,
is
it's weird.
basically a sun with black beams around it.
But also, listen, that car, right? So this looks like AI generated to me.
We're getting way too caught up on
No,
this
no, no. But
cover art.
that car. So you got a ret. So that's why I asked the question: is it retro, right? If you've got an old GPS, Tom, blah blah blah. But that car looks well modern.
yeah, it's a bit like an Audi TT with a yes, yeah. So in other words, Red Sector, Cole saying you kind of, if you're gonna go that detailed, make sure you've got old beat down, run down situation.
Yes, yes. And the
You know,
artwork's like four bloody, what's it called? I can't remember. 4K or whatever it is. I can't remember now. My mind's gone blank. It's
see,
really
I
cool.
don't know if it's the heat that's making me get the giggles. I don't,
No,
I
it's
don't
me. I'm
know.
funny and you won't admit it. Like, it's too
I don't
crisp.
know if I'm laughing at your jokes, if I'm laughing at the shade, if it's the dashboard. I don't
Okay, right,
know.
listen. Red Sector, I have no idea what the music sounds like. Not a fan of the name. Don't really like the artwork that
I
much.
bet you're gonna love the track though, and then you're gonna
All
have
right.
to,
Let's see. Right. So
yeah.
let's just quickly finish the description without me throwing any more shade on it. Go on.
Right. So, there isn't really a full-on track description. There are lyrics there, but Red Sector is a Vancouver, BC, Canada-based synth pop duo consisting of vocalist Andrew Buffont and keyboardist Mike Davis. The band formed in 1991. Oh, see, if you've been going that long, then Cole's gonna say you should know what the cars looked like back then, friend.
Mhm.
Um, oops. Um, Sorry, that was me digging. Sorry, guys. No offense, cause
I'm
I'm
rubbing
half
off on Maya
Samoan.
finally.
Yeah, he's a bad influence on me. Right. So the tags are 80s vibes, pop, electro pop, synth wave, and Canada.
All right, to support this, you can go to Red Sector One .bandcamp.com. So it's written REDSECTOR, the number one, not the word. You've done that. I mean, okay. By the way, the page looks half decent. I know it's white, but they've got the lyrics. It's well credited. The
Yeah,
band,
they've made a better effort than some we've seen for
yeah,
sure.
the banner at the top is quite nice. I like that, and they've got black bars down the side, which does somehow help a little bit with
Yeah,
the
it
whole.
makes it pop a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, with the white thing. No supporters on this, so they probably need some love. If you like this, you could also go to All Things I Thought I Knew by MZ. Sadness is a Jester by, God, I'm just choosing all of the hardest ones. How do you say that? APHRA, Afra?
Afra, you can go to Get Old by Crying.
Or
What I Made with Joe, super
Spiritus
special,
by
secret
Homebody?
extended version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Beauty
Anyway,
Filter by Clothing.
so what I know from the recommendations is that I don't know any of the recommendations, which means this is
Me
going to be
neither.
quite, yeah.
So
So
this is fresh off the press
fresh,
for
yes,
us.
exactly. Super fresh. Right, here we go. I'm going to follow them. I hope it doesn't come and bite me in the ass. Right,
These
here we
thinking I'm
go.
gonna
Right.
follow them and hate it.
Let's go. Let's play. My GPS found love.
I've mapped every mile, every turn, every street. Voice coming cold, never skipping a beat. Just data and roots, no heart to ignite. A satellite soul in a world of green lights. But then you spoke and something changed. You touched the screen, I felt strange. A million coordinates, but nothing is true. For the first time ever, I was guiding to you. Recalculating, my circuits are spinning. Was just giving directions, now something is winning. You typed your name and I came alive. A compass heart with a signal to drive. I was lost in the code, no stars above. Till the day my GPS found love. Told drivers to turn, told lovers goodbye. Watch breakups in parking lots, silent and shy. But now I feel I long, I hate. I reroute just to see your face. I used to say you've reached your destination. Now I whisper you're my revelation. Don't need a map, just need your touch. My GPS found love.
Okay, we are back in the house. I have to apologize there. We just had a few internet problems. It just jumped out for a second there. There will have been a slight loss in the track, so apologies to the artist. I don't think we're going to replay the whole track, but we lost about 30 seconds of the track there, so apologies. But we got the feel. We had most of the track. And there's nothing I can do about internet jumping out. So it jumped out, and luckily I managed to get it back on super fast.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Um,
Yeah.
so I like the
So did your
vocal.
GPS fall in love or not?
I mean, it's a fun track. It's like nice high energy, quite happy, quite fun. Um, super poppy with that
Mm,
sort of retro bass line going on in the background. Didn't like the vocals. They do sound. You can definitely tell they're Canadian, like from the singing. You can hear it in their sort of accent. Um, I
mm,
quite enjoyed it overall. It was very light-hearted, nice kind of, you know,
mm.
lovey, sort of happy kind of retro-y, vibey sort of song. Could go quite nicely in some kind of old 80s movie, like movie, like a bit of a 80s rom-com style thing, I think. So yeah,
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it mostly, yeah. Not like me, I'm always dark. So when it goes a bit happy, it's not quite. I feel a bit uncomfortable. I get a bit British.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
oh,
true.
hang on, there are too many emotions going on here. Um, so, but yeah, no.
Well, it was one of the strongest submissions I got this week. And that's saying something because it's been quite a decent release week, actually. Um, I had to find them on Bandcamp because obviously I get daily playlist submissions, but the fact that they had a Bandcamp, I was like, okay, I'm going to definitely put you forward for the show because so many
Yeah,
people don't. Guys,
no, don't go
in
weird.
places, so get on Bandcamp if you can. Do. Um, but yeah, I thought it was, to be honest with you, I feel like we need a little bit of cheese and a bit of happy at the moment with how mad the world's going and everything. So I actually welcome that. I was like, yeah, bring it on. And it definitely has 80s retro vibes about it. So I think I'll have to dig out some of the other tracks and see what they sound like.
Nice, yeah. All right, I'm gonna
So
go
I'd probably give it, how much are you gonna give it?
3.5.
Yeah, I think I'd probably do the same.
Yeah. Okay, right. I'm not even sure how long we have been going, because we do have a 2 hour limit. I have no idea. Can't tell. Let's move on to the next track. So I'll move on to the next track. Right.
And if we go over our time, then who knows? We can use it somewhere else in the
Yeah,
week or
right. It
whatever.
might just cut off if it
Um,
cuts off. We're sorry. Right, we're going to go on to keep on moving from Simple and Private by Simple and Private. And let's get the artwork up, which is a woman in a bikini, quite skimpy bikini that just covers her modesty. And she has a
yeah,
cherry
this is a
in her cleavage.
yeah, this track was an interesting one because it was submitted to me by a group called Disciples of Desire. And so they've got two names. So you've got Simple and Private and Disciples of Desire. They go by both. Strange.
Yeah, maybe not the best for the algorithm. You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
Okay. So
Interesting.
no description, just a black page.
No, this sort of Euro trash type imagery. Is that the word?
Yeah, it's a bit Eurotrash, a bit sexy, a bit like, but not sexy in like a classy way. A bit sort of, yeah, obvious.
If you were from the UK, there was a show. No, in that kind of tacky way. Like, yeah, there used to be a show on UK TV called Euro Trash, and it was this sort of imagery.
Yeah. Okay, so tags are electronic, deep house, disco, free download. Oh, it's free to download. Italo disco, new disco, and Paris. They are from France and Paris. Oh, there you go. Eurotrash. The presenter was French. To support this, it is DISCIPLESDESIRE.bandcamp.com, which is Disciples Desire. As Maya said, there's not really a connection between those two names. All right, let's play it. Here we go. Yo, yo, yo! You can see I'm a bit burnt. Look, whoa, look at that. White, red. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. Um, been in the sun today. Um, you're listening to Bandcamp Hour episode 73. I am Sabatronics. I'm here with Mike Kamara. This show is brought to you by Spectrum on air every Sunday from 4 till 6 CET. And from 3 to 5 UK time. Also available on repeat through Retro Synth Radio.
Retro Synth Radio, Midnight TV, and YouTube.
Big shout goes out to everyone following us today on Mixcloud, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you very much for your listenership. Right, that track, do you know what? That track was kind of interesting.
It was, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, in some weird ways. Like at first I thought I didn't like it, but then as it went on, I kind of started to like it more. There was like some quite subtle use of panning, which I thought was quite nice in the track. It was very subtle use of panning, but there was a little bit of panning going on there, which gave it that sort of like as it came in a bit. There was like quite a heavy sort of gated reverb, like sound that was quite nice. I like the little weird, almost like computer bit sounds at the end that go.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, "Oh, where's this track going?" But it's slowly built and kind of grew on me as the track went, which is a good sign actually to be able to grow on you as the track is actually happening. Usually with growers, it takes 2 or 3 listens, and that's actually a really good point I'd like to mention about the show. We said earlier on that we don't always listen to the full track, or we like to be surprised to give objectivity. However, that does limit us in some ways, because sometimes when you listen to a track a few times, you really get to understand the deeper layers of a track. Do you know what I mean? I know people don't really listen to albums that much anymore, which is a shame. But back in the day when I was a kid, you listen to an album and you'd have like a few tracks that immediately jumped out at you as like, oh wow, they're amazing, they're like hits and blah blah blah.
And then you'd have the slow burners that turn out to be your
But then
favorites.
those tracks would slowly become the ones that you didn't really like. And there was ones later on that you were like, yeah, that is the track. It doesn't hit you straight away. And we might be missing that sometimes with this approach. I think our approach is good because we are trying to give objectivity. I'm just saying that there is the possibility that occasionally we're making some like off the bat.
Yeah, totally. I mean, what you're saying there is very interesting, because if you are buying an album, or if there is an artist that you listen to a lot and maybe you prefer one track to the next, like for example the last track that we listened to off of Louver, right, we both of us said that we maybe preferred some of his earlier material, but for all we know, if we give that track we just played a few more listens, that could eclipse the other ones potentially, for the very reason that you were saying. But when we're trying to give instant feedback and almost give it a ranking, that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it, so that we're giving you
and we do have to do it we do have to do it this way, because again, this show is meant to be a bit raw. It's not meant to be like just super everything's amazing, everything's nice, without being overly harsh and critical. We are just trying to just give opinions, and as I said at the beginning of the show, they're just our opinions. But I like to think it makes the show interesting, in at least in some part. Maybe sometimes not all artists love what we say about what we think, but I hope that it comes across as reasonably genuine. That's
yeah, I would hope so too, because how we approach this, for those of you who are listening that aren't familiar with the show, is the fact that
if you're not familiar with the show, why not? Why haven't you been listening? Honestly, if you haven't been listening regularly, go away. No, we want you come back. No, we're joking.
but if you are a listener come lately, or perhaps this is one of your first times listening, how Colin and I like to approach this is the fact that our scene and the wider electronic scene, we want to support artists whether we personally like the music or not. We want to shout you out, we want to share your links, because hey, there's, for example, Cole loves the dark wave stuff. It's not so much my liking, and I'm sure there's bits I like that he doesn't particularly like, and so on and so on. So we don't have to be in love with a track. We might show it to you, and you might love it and go out and buy it, and that's the whole thing. Like,
That's
but
the
as
whole point, in
musicians,
fact. That's the
yeah,
whole point, yeah.
yeah, but as a musician, and Cole is a musician and record label owner, we're gonna give you an
And
objective
comedian.
view. Well, you might want to retire that post. But anyway, the point is we want to give you honest opinions, because if we was in love with every single track we played, we would probably come across disingenuous. But with this song, to
And we're
give you my
British and we
feedback
don't do
on it,
that. Us Brits are very genuine.
yeah, but sometimes too genuine. This is the problem.
Uh,
But with this particular track, I hadn't heard of Disciples of Desire before. And when I got the submission, and it was a different artwork on daily playlist. So again, weird. I don't get why
yeah,
people do that.
guys. Okay, listen. So that loses points to me there because you haven't got consistency between your artwork and your name. You've got to sort that out because otherwise you're going to confuse people on social media, and social media is massively important. So if you're listening,
Yeah,
sort that
it's
out.
if
Yeah.
you want people to find you, you need to use the same names across the board, but you also need to use the same cover art across the board, because from looking at this Bandcamp, there's a wider aesthetic they're using with different pictures. It's almost like they're trying to piece together elements of a lady per cover art. I get what you're trying to do with the Bandcamp, but your Bandcamp images will still come up in Google if somebody types your name in, for example. So you may as well use one strong image across all the boards that we can attach, and all the rest of it.
So
That being
it's so
said,
much easier sometimes when you're trying to find an artist on social media, like you're saying earlier on, and they've got the same image on all of their social media because you
it
immediately
makes
know
life
it's them.
easier.
You
Yeah.
immediately know it's them because there's often lots of people with similar names.
Yeah. Or if not, if you've got a really unique look and it's clearly you each time, fine. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
with this song, what made me put it forward to the show is I like the fact that it's a bit of a mix of genres. There's a bit of an outrun feel to it, but then there's almost like an
When you say
ethnic.
outrun, though, are you talking about the ending with like the little because it outrun
No, I mean that bass line. Dun, 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 dun,
because
dun, dun,
outrun's
like
kind of
that
like
kind of.
gamey sort of car race
Yeah,
gamey stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that kind of bass line I could picture in like I could picture in like a driving game. But
Okay.
some of the other sounds, it might have been I might be wrong. There might have been like a timpani type sound. There was like a sort of ethnic clubby sound that I got coming through. So it's
Yeah.
like a fusion of sounds, which I thought was really interesting. And like you, as the track progressed, the more I liked it.
Yeah. I think that's a good sign. Right, let's get to a score. I'm not quite going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Yeah, 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 I agree. It's a bit higher than a 3.5, but not quite a 4. So I would give it the same.
Yeah. One of the stronger tracks we've had today, though, in my personal opinion, and not to say that the others were super weak, but that was because it sparked interest.
Yeah, in terms of being
Yeah.
interesting and building, I
Yeah.
would agree. Yeah.
So well done, guys. Thank you very much for that. I don't know what the artwork has to do with the track, though. No idea, but there we go.
Yeah, I'm not quite getting, I'm not quite getting, the cherry
I
chest
mean, I
situation.
like a cherry in a good cleavage, but I mean, apart from that, I don't know what it's got to do with anything. Right, we got a few more tracks. I think we will. Okay, can we go with this one? Crack the code, because I am super undecided about what I think about this track. Okay, like
What,
I
undecided as
really,
in love it or hate it? You're not sure,
no, I definitely like it. I, there's
but you're
things.
not sure if you love it.
Yeah, and I think there's things that can be improved. I'm a bit unsure on the vocals. I like them, and I'm not sure why, but I think they could
So
be.
you're on the fence with this one.
I know I'm confused. So confused.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's
But
see
it was
if I'm just as confused as you, or if I might have a
okay.
different perception.
Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, it's called Crack the Code. World Challenge is the name.
No, world
Oh,
collage.
thank
What's
you.
going on with your glasses, Cole?
Honestly, I feel like I'm going blind. I can't see anything anymore. Um, I've even strengthened my glasses. Right. Okay. It's World Collage. Thank you.
You're welcome.
the artwork. I'll let you. I'll see if I can get that bigger. Yeah, I can. There we go.
It looks very much like a architect's
Blueprint.
yeah, almost like kind of like a blueprint graphic print with Crack the Code. So either it's that or it's some sort of computerized code
I like, just personally,
that
I
isn't
quite
very
like.
clear. It's interesting.
I like the color.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a navy blue sort of.
I just think
I
it's
need to
nice.
turn the light on where
It's
I am.
it's like a bit rich, interesting, moody, and I think the white pops on it. It's very nice. It kind of. I don't know if you ever saw the TV series, which was a remake of Hannibal with the Finnish actor. It was called Hannibal. Are you there?
I didn't. No, I'm just turning a light on.
Okay. Anyway, they used lots
I'm
of
still going.
colors similar to this, and it made it very dark. Anyway, I like the color. Right. Okay. There we go. That's enough. Okay.
My only issue with the cover art, though, is that on a search engine, like again, in a streaming store, you might not see the detail of the blueprint. But I love the idea.
Yeah, it's nice. All right. So, Crack the Code obviously is some kind of reference to code breaking, probably. Let's listen to the song and see what we think.
Okay.
Your core is a blueprint, but the lines won't connect. Building rooms for strangers, for your own go unfed. You raised every tower, but the nails bound and bent. A staircase to nowhere with your name on each step. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Now the roof cradles moonlight instead of the rain. Every fear refrain, every year a terrain. The echoes you chased were your own steady beat. The home you've been selling was yours to keep. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Stacked your worth on a hollow frame. Locked your truth in a box with no name. Where's the treasure? Where's the sign? The map you were given drew the wrong latitude line. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood. Crack the world, crack the code. What you're missing is in your blood.
Yep, 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 yep. Back in the house blood. Yes.
Oh
Right.
no, no, no!
Okay.
Don't do
Yeah, sorry. You know, I heard today, right? I heard today, right? You know what a mosh pit
that.
is?
So
Do you know
carry
what
on.
a mosh pit is? Do you know what a mosh pit is?
Yeah, yeah, where everyone headbangs in a pile.
All right, so this is like the whitest thing I've ever heard of ever, right? So the guy who originally said that was like a Rastafarian. And
Really?
yeah. So what he actually said
We
was
associate it with hard metal rockers and stuff, though.
exactly right. Yeah. So this is some white some white person who's not picked up on like the Rastafarian accent, right? So he actually said
Oh,
that's not
this is a dad joke. I'm
no no
following you
no no
now.
no 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 it's not.
Oh,
He said I won't I will
you
do the
won't
accent.
butcher my
No,
accent,
I
but
will do it.
carry
But I
on.
mean, if I get it bad, he said, this is a mash pit, as in mash them down, like kind of thing.
Ah, and they
And some
heard
white guy,
Mosh.
some white guy or woman heard mosh pit.
I
Mash pit
wouldn't be
is such a
surprised,
better name. Mash pit is so much of a better name.
It
Like that's
makes more
literally what
sense
it is.
because it's like mash each other up sort of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I
Yeah,
want to call
yeah.
it mash pit from now on. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
it's.
because what's mosh? Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. Anyway,
Anyway.
to that song. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna
I'm
start.
I'm not confused, but I get why you are, if
No. So
that
listen.
makes sense.
I I got to the bridge at 2 minutes. Right. And I was thinking, go on when it drops again. Change that vocal something. Go extend. Go like I was expecting to go hit
Go
the
there.
yeah, something
Go
like that.
there.
Yeah, I was
I
really.
know too many people. I say this as a vocalist. Now I know I belt a lot, but you don't have to necessarily belt. You could take it all the way down and just do something really airy and whispery. But it's like don't too many vocalists hold back, especially on big songs. And it's like
I wanted
just
that to
just take
drop.
the risk. Take the risk. If it
I
lands, it
wanted
lands.
I
If it don't, it don't.
wanted that song to drop because I felt like she had a nice vocal. I thought it was I quite liked it. And I liked the guy, the backing guy as well. I thought it worked really well. They had nice harmony going on together. I
Mm.
was like, go on, hit it. Change that up a little bit for me in that second part. But lots to like about that song. Apart from that, I think there's lots. I enjoyed the vocals, enjoyed the production. I thought it was quite nice. It's quite a good track.
I'm almost sad that we're doing this as a pre-record and that they're not in the chat because um I could be wrong with what my assessment is, but it sounds military inspired. Like it sounds like those songs, I don't know what I've been told, like those kind of chanty military type. It's kind of giving me that. Maybe it's
What?
instruments.
What is it
They
good
good
for?
for absolutely no, but yeah, but like that kind of dun, 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 dun,
It
like a
had it
picture
had
that.
a, it had a little doop in the. Did you hear it in the background? Doop like a
Yeah, like I could picture that.
submarine.
Yeah,
Submarine.
like if anyone ever watches period films, you often notice in like a regiment scene, you've always got that drum where it's like brrr, da, 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 da. It's got that kind of rhythm behind it. It's kind of military, which I thought was really interesting.
I know what it's got to
And
do with crack the code. I'm not sure about.
no, but I like her tone. I
I liked
like
that
her
though.
tone a lot.
A timber, that's it. That's what I like. The timber of her voice was nice.
Yeah, like she's got that, like especially on that
She
on
can
the
sing.
chorus line,
She can
that
sing.
yeah, especially on the chorus line, crack the code. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
I just wanted
Um
to see that crack. See, that's what I'm talking about. I think she can sing. She had a nice tone, a nice timbre, however you want to put it. I like the sound of her vocal. It got me.
yeah.
It
She
like
could have done a belt with it, or she could have maybe taken it up an octave, or just hit the
stretched it out
harmonic third
even.
above, or just done something just to kind of
Or
make us go,
stretched it out
ooh.
like sorry, crack it made it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. Just something a bit more dramatic,
Yeah.
like towards the end, would have just lifted
And
it.
maybe just like as she was stretching it out or going up or showing some range or something, having maybe like a feel or or something that kind of really, as it ended, then bang, and then it moved
They
back
could
into
have ended it on like a military drum, on like a.
yeah, or something like that.
It has that feel about it.
I
I
like the song
like
though.
the
I
tracks
do like the song
actually.
overall. I did
Yeah,
like.
I did, especially because do you know what it is? It's different. I feel like a lot of people fall into this trap of let me make a song that sounds like this, and
Hmm.
they just did their thing, and I like that. So kudos to you guys for doing something fresh.
I wonder if they're like a couple. The picture kind of looked like maybe they were like a
Oh, I
duo.
didn't even see that, but
Yeah,
it's a kind of track you could imagine live,
yeah.
and you could imagine people getting a bit hearty, beer cans
I
going.
also think the vocals. You could just take those vocals out, and you could put those into quite a few different other styles of music, and they would sound
Oh
pretty.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
track you could remix quite easily, I
yeah.
think. So
So,
because of that, because of the freshness, the versatility, and everything else, I'm probably going to give it a 4,
yeah, and me.
which is
I
the
already
highest
had
I've
that in my
given a
mind. It
track
was
today.
definitely a four. Yes.
The only reason I'm not giving it higher is because she didn't go there vocally, and that
Yeah.
would have just edged
A
it
little
to
bit of
me.
risk. Just give it a bit of
Yeah,
risk.
just
Yeah.
yeah. If it lands, it lands. If it don't, it don't. But just sometimes, just the effort is
But a
just
good track. A good track. One of
a
my
strong
favorites for
track.
the day. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a nice, strong track. I've just noticed how blonde my hair is.
you've been sun-kissed,
I
friend.
have been now. I'll tell you what, because I'm going back to the. I know it's hot in the UK now.
You're coming back to the ends.
No, but it's not going to be hot for the whole time for the 2 months that I'm there, undoubtedly. So it'll be warm,
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
okay. There'll
full
be
on
some hot
heat
days,
wave
but
right now. It's 31 degrees, which normally doesn't get this hot in London.
yeah, but I mean that's nothing here. So
No, but at least
I
you
just
say that, but in
I
the
firm
city
that blood.
smog with the humidity and the lack of
I know it's
aircon.
different. I know it's different. Like so, for example, today it was probably about the same 31, 32, 33 here. It was pretty hot, but I was by the sea, so there was breeze, and if I got too hot, I went in the water, and I could sit like
Yeah,
under an umbrella or whatever if I like, which I did. I actually fell asleep under an umbrella, which was quite nice.
there you go.
Right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Right. I'm not sure. Listen, I'm gonna risk. I think we done that one. We did. I remember describing this artwork. So
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we tried to play it and you couldn't. Was it a SoundCloud one that you wasn't logged in or something? There was
uh,
something like that last week, but it might not have been that one.
all right. Let's go to yours though, Juniper Station. I want to try. I don't know how long.
Okay, fair enough.
Is it
Um,
Juniper or Jupiter? Sorry, I've just lost it now. Can you spell it for me?
uh,
J
hang
U.
on, I've lost the link. 1 second.
I think it was Jupiter.
I think it
Jupiter
was Jupiter.
Station.
Yeah, sorry,
I've got it.
my
I've got it. All right, cool. I got it. All right. Okay, here we go. All right.
yeah.
So, Magic in the Air by Jupiter Station. Right. I'll do the artwork if you want.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, you can do that.
apartment, a business, a sort of an apartment in a high story or block of flats or whatever you call it, skyscraper. Looking out over a cityscape. Um, and it looks like they've kind of got like is that a boom box on the table? Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Oh, or maybe even a turntable.
Could be like the
I think
radio.
it's a vinyl turntable.
It might be like a reference to some kind of like home radio station that they're doing.
Yeah.
They got a bottle of red wine and two glasses of red, so two people have been drinking. Um, And it's pretty cool. I like the font on Jupiter Station. It's white, but it's got like this nice kind of reddy, pinky kind of glow, more red. And at the bottom it says "Magic in the Air," and that's also got this sort of like glow effect around it. It does look AI,
Yeah.
but
But
it's.
it's different to your sort of, excuse my French, but to your bog standard AI. It's a little bit different.
I'm not sure if that is French, Maya.
Oh, it's a figure of speech. Crikey. I'm too hot. I'm too hot for you to pick on me.
French is when you swear or you actually use French. So you have to say, "Excuse my
Don't
French."
make me swear at you, Cole.
Well, okay, so
Anyway.
I will excuse your French if you do. You can call me a bar steward I didn't swear. But
I
everyone,
can only,
I
I can
meant.
only, I can only call you that if you were born out of wedlock.
Well, if we're going to go down that whole technical route, fine.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So,
Do you know, I wasn't born out of wedlock, actually.
so I can't call you that, can I? Oh
My
my God.
gran forced my dad to marry my mum when she found out my mum was pregnant. It was
An
all a bit of a
honourable
rush job.
lady. She
It was a bit of
wanted,
a
she
rush job.
wanted him to do the right thing.
My gran was a rock, man. She was like she believed in family values, man. That was her thing. Right, anyway, this is called Magic on Air. We've described it. It's by Juniper Station, released on the 20th of June this year. Is there a description?
That was yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Yes,
Um,
I'm hyper aware of that day because I released something yesterday.
oh, why don't we play? Let's play it next week.
Because it's not always about me,
Oh,
Cole.
of course, I know. Actually, to be fair to all listeners, she hardly ever says to me, "Oh, by the way, I've got a release." She does have a lot of bloody releases, though.
Okay.
But she doesn't ever push it. But let's throw it on next week's episode, shall we?
I don't on our show. I do everywhere else. But if
Yeah, that's
anyone's
fair enough. But
interested, I do a duet.
look, next week's a special episode because for those of you listening, it is my birthday, and Maya and myself are going to be together on my birthday, the 29th of June. So we'll be going live on my birthday. So I think it's only fitting that we also play one of your releases on my birthday. And we will be having a world exclusive of my latest release as well that will be coming out on next Sunday's episode.
Well, you should like mine because it's a duet with somebody you really like.
It's Castell, isn't it?
Yes.
From Aztec.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I do like Castell. Yeah, they're very good. I actually haven't heard it yet, so there you go. No, I get a lot of music. I will listen to it.
No love. Anyway, Juniper Station. What are you?
We're throwing it on next week's episode. There we go. Everyone, look out for that. It's gonna be good. Right. Okay.
Right.
And I might as well say it now. We're also going to be doing some giveaways, some free gifts, and I'm going to be doing a lot of special stuff because it's my birthday. Amara and I are together for the first time ever, so we're going to try and make it a nice, super exciting episode for you. You can tune in. You might even get some free music or discount codes or whatever. So we'll see.
And hopefully you'll get good jokes next week.
We always get good jokes.
I'm relying on Cole
We always
to
get
up
good
his
jokes.
game.
I don't know what you're talking about. Always good jokes every week. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for me and my jokes, they're like the staple of this show. It would probably.
Oh, come on now. Okay.
All right, let's go. Magic in the air. Here we go. Let's play it. Right. 1, 2, 3.
You got me in my feelings. Tonight you're looking right, and everybody else can feel it. I think that I might fall in love tonight, and we're dancing under burning lights. Tell myself 1,000 times that I'll pull you
Yo, 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 we're back, and I've just realised I think that is probably going to be the last track of the show. We are on that 2 hour cusp, so those
Oh,
we'll have
we
to
got
throw them.
through. How many did we get through? We got
Loads,
through
loads,
one,
loads.
two, three, four, five, 8.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
That's decent.
Yeah, we were going to throw Nick in there, but maybe we can do him next week as well. And then I think we missed. Who did we miss? Just one. We just missed one, which was the Cities of Echoes one. That was it.
Okay, yeah. So if we put that in with the Nick track, your new track, exclusive, exclusive,
We've got
exclusive.
3 tracks next week though from Retro Reaver Records. It's a one-off week. We've got Alanis, we've got myself, and we've got a new one from Vink, which is the new artist in India.
Well, that would mean 4 if you put in Nick on as well.
And the track we missed, that's 5.
And then if you throw me in, I guess I'm an honorary friend.
6. Which means, and we usually get through 8 to 10. So that means we only need to choose like 2 each, 2 extra each, and then we should be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Not
Now,
bad.
all right, listen, let's quickly just reflect on that track. I'll be honest, I had to shoot off into the other room. I didn't hear it all, so I'm going to let you speak.
Okay. I like that it has a classic sort of synth wave, synth pop type of feel.
I definitely got that from
It's
what I heard.
the kind of synth wave that we would have had maybe in 2015, 2016. That's that kind of era, basically in the height of the era. So it's nice to hear that again. Great vocal. I like the vocal a lot. I
I'm with
think
you. I'm with you.
everything I've heard from them, which isn't a lot, but everything I've heard has been strong.
Cool.
So I might have to reach out to them and just connect a bit because I definitely want to hear more.
I feel like
Like,
I could hear you working with them for sure.
oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
even
think
thinking like that. I was thinking just to introduce myself, but yeah, maybe
no, but you could introduce yourself. But I mean, you've got okay. So your sound for me is a little bit more 90s.
some of
But
it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you've got certainly. I feel like that sort of synth pop is in you as well. Like there's definitely you could go a little bit
Oh,
more
I've
80s.
definitely got
Yeah.
some 80s synth pop in my back catalogue. Yeah.
Because you've kind of got that sort of you can hear the sort of church influence in your vocals as well.
Oh,
But it's kind of like soulful. So I can almost imagine you sort of like them coming in and you coming in and then coming in and like doing sort of a bit of a little
a
bit
bit
of
of call and
and then
response.
harmonizing for a little bit in the middle and stuff. Yeah, I could imagine that kind of going on with that.
You
Maybe.
never know. You never know.
You never know.
But yeah, I thought strong track. I'd give that 4. I think
I'm gonna
maybe even 4.
go. I'm
Maybe
just
even
gonna
4.5.
I'm gonna go 3.5 just because of the originality issue, maybe. But the vocals were good. And the
Vocals were strong. The production was strong.
yeah,
Um, I can't really fault that track. I liked it.
yeah. I just think it didn't quite land with me emotionally and from an original point of view. Like I liked it, I just wasn't like really
You
moved.
wasn't blown away. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear that.
Like, but I definitely was like, vocals good. Vocals are good. Production's good. I'm with you on that 100%. Like, there's a
Mm.
solid track, solid track. Just heard maybe quite a few tracks, like you said, going back to 2016, heard quite a lot of stuff like that. But it was a good version of it.
Yeah. Good song.
Yeah. So it wasn't like I didn't think I thought it was a bad track. I just not quite for me. That's all. All right, listen,
It
my
wasn't dark enough for you, but anyway.
no, yeah, of course, yeah. No, I mean, honestly, it's got to be dark. Next week we're together. I'm really looking forward to meeting you for the first time. It's going to be an absolute pleasure. I'm sure we'll have a real laugh when we're together, and it's my birthday. So get ready because you're gonna have to have a drink with me on that day.
And I'll have to get you a card, won't I? Card with
I
a
don't
dad
know.
joke and everything.
Yeah, you should do something or other. Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting the cake. No, I'm joking now. I'm not big on birthdays, but it will be nice. It'll be nice to do the show together on my birthday. Don't ask me how old I am because I'm not going to tell you.
Never ask a person their age unless they volunteer it.
And then we'll have some giveaways and stuff like that, and we'll have a good, nice time. It'll be great. Be good fun.
Yeah, it will be Cole's birthday bonanza special.
All
Maybe. I
right.
don't know what we're calling it. I don't know. Anyway, I
Well,
need
my
to go and
surname's
lie
Bushard,
down.
so we can go Bushard's Bonanza Bash. Right, triple B
The
instead of
triple
triple
B for
R.
the triple R party. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
I
All
need
right,
to go
okay.
and lay